Hello and welcome to this week's episode of My CP Does Not Define Me, where we focus less on the this and more on the ability of what we can do. Join us each and every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, live on the Disability Global Broadcast, Facebook Live, and LetGoRadio.net. Looking forward to seeing you there. What's up, everybody? It's D to the J with the roll away, and it's Wednesday at 7 p.m. Yes, it's October 5th, show 109, and doing fine. Hope everybody is having a great day in this windy, rainy week. Enough hurricanes and water flows and thunder boomers and stray cats and dogs blowing in the air. Get back here. Not really. Like I said, hope everybody is having a great day. We are live on the Disability Global Broadcast. We are live on Let Go Radio, and we're live on StreamYard, Facebook, and YouTube, and the Three Amigos page. So for those of you that are coming in, please leave a comment. Let us know how you are. Hey, Tony. Hey, Cindy. How are you? Welcome, everybody, to the show. We have a wonderful guest. I feel like we've been trying to do the second part of this show since the coming of the earth back in the early days, but we finally got it. We got Miss Tiffany back, and we're glad to have her. Thank you for coming back for part two. I know I was sick, and then you were sick, and then medical stuff, and then I had medical stuff, and then hurricanes and lost power, and I'm pretty sure, like I'm saw like the Wicked Witch of the West flying by on a broom somewhere, trying not to get the show to go through, but we got it. How the heck are you? Do us a favor, just introduce yourself. Welcome back, and let our viewers know who you are, what you do, what you want to share, and we'll go from there.
My name is Tiffany Jackson. I am a spinal cord injury patient, C5, C6, due to a car accident that happened in July of 2012. I am a mom, a wife, and a protector. And I just need everybody to know and realize that anything can happen in the blink of an eye.
That's so true. In our first episode of having you on the show, you told the story of your accident, and I don't think there was a dry eye on the planet watching that show. In all of the tragedy that went through that, there were so many blessings within it, that you told, and I was like,
Yes.
You look at it and you go, how do you survive something like that? The accident and the recuperation, and the husband and the family. How do you stay together? And I think one of the things that you talked about is the will to live and the will to want to go on. I mean, so many people discount the fact of, hey, Nikki, how are you? A person's will to live and actually want to be here to fight. It's that fight within that person that makes that person do those things that they didn't see possible. Um,
Absolutely.
and I think your story kind of defines that. Um, and the part that sticks out to me is when the little one flew out I think it was the top of the car,
Mhm.
when you're little, and landed in a clump of grass, like unhurt. I still,
Yeah.
not to make light of it, I just think of baby parachute, just
Yeah.
and you like you go, man, how in the world you cannot say there's divine intervention in that to have that happen while the
Absolutely.
car is rolling and turning and everything else happens in the order that it happened, and you go, oh, there's no God, come on. I mean, like, what
Yeah. Yep.
but I mean, honestly, you know fast forward a little bit, you talked about your husband and um your daughter, and some of the struggles that you had and had gone through. So what's going on with you guys now? What I know you went through a lot with family, and you talked a little bit about that. What's going on now? Share with us kind of where you are and how things are going. And
Well, where we are now is um, our last option before the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there is, I'm just going to say this simple statement and leave it at that. There's a lot of corruption in the government, and a lot of things need to be fixed because there's a lot of help out here, and the ones that need help are not getting help.
Mm-hmm. Now you guys didn't have a place before this, right? You were in your car.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I mean, it's a step up literally to be able to be where you were and kind of have a roof over your head again. Can you talk about you know not taking that for granted and knowing how people you know take for granted what they have? I mean, it's
Absolutely. Even during the hurricane that we just had, there's so many deaths that are still rising. The numbers are still rising, due to people not having a place to go
Mhm.
during this time, you know, and just simple little things like that people take for granted every day. Every day. Oh, you have a big house. You have more money than I do. You have this, you have that. So I'm better than you.
Mhm.
Well, that's not how we should be in this world.
How do you
It's
think
not
we
how
should?
we should be.
How do you think we should be?
Open-mindedness, caring, humanity, empathy. Um, it's just so much. Stop the hate, stop the racism, stop the division. I mean, so because we're in a wheelchair, we don't get the same benefits that you guys get because you guys can walk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just a lot that's wrong, and it's frustrating, but if we don't speak up as a whole, then nothing can be done.
That's very true. And I'm going to say
So,
this: there's too much homelessness in this world. Um,
yes,
and a person can say, we've lost a lot, but
yes,
you don't know homelessness unless you've gone through it. I've never gone
exactly.
I've never gone through that. We've had it hard, but we've had a roof over our head and clothes on our back. And to talk about homelessness is a hard thing because it's a battle. And being in your car and sleeping in your car and going from place to place is a battle, but you survive. Your
And
brain,
having a kid and
yeah, yeah.
everything that comes along with that.
So, what has made you survive, or what has helped you survive to this point to fight to get where you are?
My faith, my faith.
Mm-hmm.
Because first and foremost, if I didn't have any faith, don't think that I would still be here.
Yeah.
The mental toll that it takes on somebody to become disabled
Mm-hmm.
rather than being born disabled
Mm-hmm.
is a whole different a whole different world.
Mm-hmm.
A whole different world.
Have you gone through going through what you're going through now and look back and say, I wish I still had.
Not I wish I still had. I think the only thing that I really wish now is that I could just walk.
Hmm. Why? What makes that so different?
Um, I can come and go as I please. I can do what I need to do for myself. I wouldn't have to ask anybody, can you come with me to the store because I need help with this? Or can you come with me to the store because even though ADA laws have been in place for years, nobody has push buttons. They think that we're all supposed to be able to open the doors with
Right.
our hands.
Yep.
Um, you know, so it's, if I could walk and my hands worked, I would be, even if my hands worked and I couldn't walk, I'd be happy with that.
I
So,
look at you and I listen to you and I think I want you to see something this way, I'm sure you have, but a lot of people, I went through the stage of I wish I could just this, just
yep,
this. I just want
yep,
if I could have this one thing. But if you take yourself
yep,
completely as you are, I, I want to say this without totally bawling. It's one of those things where you wish so hard and you think so hard, but when you go to the store, I guarantee people stop, and I guarantee they think of how lucky they are in that moment. You yourself are an inspiration to people, even if they don't see it as that she's going to the store because she's needing to do what she's needing to do. Other people are going to go, and I'm not talking about even pity. I don't want to get to that. I'm saying you stop
Right,
and you go,
right.
I am thankful for the feet underneath me. And see, that's kind of where I want to take this show today, being thankful for what you got. Tony has a great
Yes,
comment here.
absolutely.
I want to bring this up. My buddy Tony. I've been homeless as a kid. I never stopped working. I never stopped working out in fear of being homeless again. You know, once you've had it and once you've been there, it sticks in your brain as a constant reminder of what could be. Because this is just stuff.
Exactly.
This is just stuff. All this stuff,
Yep.
hurricane, tornado, flood, gone, fire, gone,
It's
all of it.
yep. It's
Yeah,
all materialistic stuff. It's all replaceable, but your life and your faith and the humanity and the love that you show to others is not replaceable.
you know, I think that is where again our worth, our value, our life, our self worth. People think about I have my house, I have my gun, I have my dogs, I have my kids, I have my stuff, I have my Ford Trans Am sitting outside. You're not protected. It doesn't stop. Life doesn't quit. It takes 1 second for a life to change. You know that. That
Yep.
car, your car accident,
Absolutely.
your car accident lasted what? I think you said it was 3, 4 minutes in that instant, and all of that turned. 3 or 4 minutes, life changed. 1 second, somebody
Absolutely.
cuts you off. 1 second, somebody pulls a knife. 1 second, somebody pulls a gun. It's over. You,
Absolutely.
and I look at I look at value. You know those little sandwiches that are you go to the Food Lion or Walmart or wherever you go, and you go into the little deli department. They have those little pre-wrapped sandwiches. Those things are like $4.
Yeah, yeah.
You ever seen a person? Of course you have, because you've been through it. You go up to that and you go, man, if I had $4, that would be a banquet. You think about that. I look at those things. I'm like, boop, yeah, and I don't now because I'm thankful for what I have. And I don't think some people are thankful for what they have. They take it for granted as if it's supposed to be there.
Absolutely. And then that's where the cold heart comes from. That's where the negativity comes from. That's where the closed mindedness comes from, you know.
Great comment here, Tony. When born with a disability, we're always striving for an opportunity to do what others think we cannot achieve. When we acquire, now notice this, when we acquire a disability later in life, we seem to always strive for the person that we used to be. Our goal should be to live in the present in the best version of ourselves today and tomorrow because it may be too late. Now, I want to comment on that. And that's what I was
Absolutely.
trying to say. Woo, Tony. Jesus. Oh, dang you. I think people are so used to getting from point A to point B, they don't live in point A. They don't take a second to appreciate point A. Yeah, you need help.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you need help. You may need that door open. But when they open that door and you say thank you, there's an opportunity there because they go, can I ask you a question? And bam, when that opportunity opens that door and their mouth drops and hits the freaking floor from what you tell them, not for pity, but for, oh my God, how lucky am I?
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
then you realize that your life becomes valuable. You guys understand what we're talking
Absolutely.
about? This is not a show of, oh God, feel bad for Tiffany and her kids and her husband. This is not a show for that. Yeah, you can feel bad a little bit. You can help out. You can send donations. You can send money. Great. But they want to survive and work their way up from where they are. Because in the moments of the darkest times, you can still find light. Who said that? Tiffany said that on the last show.
Absolutely.
Because you
Absolutely.
have to. You have to. If if you don't look at where you are, so many people take a look at their lives and say, I'm going to get through this. Okay, what are you getting through? What
Right.
did being
Right.
what did being homeless make you realize? I bet
Absolutely.
she can answer that question. I bet it's something like, the mattress that you sleep on. You think of that as your mattress. Yeah. When you lose everything you've got and you sell everything you've got to make ends meet, what's yours? Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
You have the floor that you sleep on.
Absolutely.
When you lose that because you can't afford the house payment anymore, what do you do then? Cardboard box. Okay. Are you thankful for that cardboard box? Do you take a second and go, God, I'm not sleeping on the sidewalk. Thank you for my cardboard box. I would probably be that person in the moment to go, what the hell happened to my bed? And then I'd go, okay, all right, got through that. Got through that. Let's back it down for a second. What do I have? I have the clothes on my back. I have my cardboard box. I have this, this, and this. But what are you missing? You have your life. You are alive.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You are alive. Do you value your actual being? And I I'm not trying to make every case light because I don't think homelessness should happen. I don't think I think there should be a way or a place that people can go when they have tough times. And I'm not just talking about shelters because crap happens in shelters that people don't know about, and it's rough.
And
Well,
having a kid makes it a lot more dangerous.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Now I'm one of those people. You know, I get hit by sob stories all the time. ASPCA,
Yeah.
support our dog today. If you don't support our dog right now, our dog's going to get abused. I hate abused animals. I hate it. Every time I see that freaking commercial come on the TV, click. But you know what? I watched through it one day. And they said something like this: for $19 a month, you can support an animal. What about $19 a month for a human?
And that goes back to what my husband and I just had this conversation earlier. All these all this money going overseas, overseas, overseas. What about us here in the United States? We're supposed to be the richest country. What about us?
We talked about this. We talked about adoption. We talked about animals. We talked about humans. We talked about people. What about here? What about the
Yep.
adoptions here? There's nothing
Yep.
wrong. There's nothing wrong with adopting a baby overseas. There's nothing wrong with helping overseas. There's nothing wrong with sending money. What about Florida that got nailed by this hurricane? What about South Carolina that got nailed? North Carolina that got nailed? All over the freaking place. There's water over trucks that are 15 feet high.
Yes, absolutely.
Come on.
Absolutely.
And yet, you look it in the face and you flip. How often do you flip? Think about this. The next time you see that ASPCA commercial, the next time you see that Adopt an Elephant commercial for $12 a month, I just saw it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Elephants almost completely extinct for their ivory. Horrible. I love elephants. Love making the noises. $12. How much do you think $12 would be to a person that does not have anything?
A whole lot. A
That's
whole
the
lot.
lottery, people. See, and this is where I get serious because I hear, oh, I can't stand the abuse of animals. What about the abuse of people? What about the
The
mutilation?
inhumane. Yeah, yeah.
That's so inhumane. How could you tie a dog up outside and let him be cold? That's true. It's inhumane. What about the human?
Yep.
What about what do you do then? Where do you go then?
Yep.
How do you survive? When it comes to human survival, we take it lightly because we can express ourselves.
Right. Right. And that's what I think.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
That's what I think a lot of the issue is, because we can express ourselves. It's okay for us to go through a lot of the stuff that we go through. And I just, if you don't have humanity for humans, how are you going to have humanity for anything else?
How are you going to have humanity for yourself?
For yourself. Absolutely.
Look, you look at one of the greatest organizations in the world, St. Jude. Look at St.
Yep.
Jude. Look at the Shriners. Their children don't receive a bill. St. Jude doesn't turn a family away because they can't afford it. That
Right.
is human.
Absolutely.
Because you know why?
Absolutely.
They want their child, think about this, they want their child who is traumatically ill with cancer or a traumatic disease that's going to kill them, or Make-A-Wish. Look at Make-A-Wish.
Yep.
Strictly survives on donations.
Yep.
The human equality of life, what does it do? What does it break down to? You got woman, man, child, family, bam, right there. They don't have a place. They don't have a bed. They don't have a roof. They don't have a thought. The only thought is, I have to survive. And mom and dad don't care about them. Mom and dad care about their offspring. They want their offspring to survive. I have to do whatever I have to do for my child. But it's bigger
Absolutely.
than that. It's bigger than that. It's, I have to do what I have to do for us. Because when the us survive, the child is not threatened. When the us don't survive, the child is by themselves and out on the street by the time they're 15.
Yep. Yep.
Now
And no
look.
home training, no respect, no nothing. Yeah. Yep.
I'm not trying to make this a sob story, guys. I'm not trying to make this that. What I'm trying to show is this is real. I told you when I did this show,
This is
there will
real
be
life.
shows where we drop the filter, where everything gets cooled off, you rip the Band-Aid off the cut, and you see the real. Okay?
And that's what I told Shayna. I said, I feel like I'm judged a lot more because I'm not a successful disabled person. Like I don't have things in my corner. I've experienced homelessness. I'm going through it, and I just feel like there's no reason for me to complain because nothing's going to change unless I change it.
I love that statement. I love that statement. But I want to say one other thing. What did you say at first? I feel like what? What was your first line?
I feel like I'm judged because I'm not like a successful disabled person.
Okay, stop right there. Watch this. Watch this. That hurts. You see that? That's real. Are you alive?
Yes, and
Then
I'm very thankful for that.
you're successful. Are you where you are right now? Being that it's tough and being that you don't know what's going to happen from week to week, but are you where you are right now? Then you're
Yes,
successful.
sir.
Then you're successful. Sometimes success doesn't come to, I'm not successful. Sometimes success comes down to this. I got Tuesday at 5:00. All right, 5:00's here. I got Tuesday at 6:00, Tuesday at 7:00, Tuesday at 8:00, Tuesday at 9:00. Okay, next day I got Wednesday. Sometimes you got to break it down, and sometimes those anvils are going to hit. Sometimes you're going to go, there's nowhere to go. I'm at rock bottom. And you probably are thinking several times a day, have I hit rock bottom?
And then dealing with mental health on top of all of this, you know, and how many people are unaliving themselves due to being bullied? How many people are unaliving themselves due to not feeling good enough? You know what I mean? So I thank God every day that he wakes me up because he doesn't have to.
That is a part of success right there. That's, in my opinion, for all the crap that we face, that is the start of success right there. Thank you, God, for waking me up. How many people do that? How many people take the time to sit back and go, you know what? I'm alive. My eyes are open and my feet hit the floor. I knew I got sick last night. I was something happened. I got choked. I got sick last night. I went to bed, passed out. I set my alarm, slept through my alarm. I woke up at 5:30. I said, I got to do the show. I got to do the show. I got to do the show. I said, I could have slept and said, I'll do it next week. I'm like, nope. Put it off too much. Didn't feel well. Got up, washed my face, did what I had to do. I was alive. I was awake. I got through what I had to get through, point A to point B. People look at life as this. It becomes this. Sometimes life is squinched down into this little ball of, I saw my child smile.
Yep.
You want to go beyond that? It's hard because how many of us see a child and realize we don't have one and know we want one?
Yep.
How many of us are in the situation where it becomes what we see is what we want? It's not about what you see. It's about what you do and how you act upon it. The other day, I've seen this same guy sit in the same spot for weeks on end. Will work for food, need food. So I went and I bought food. I bought this, came, and I was going to take it back home. And lo and behold, I stopped and I talked to the person. This is key. Listen to this. I said, all right, can I ask you a question? Person was very nice. Yeah, sure. What's going on? Tell me your story. That's the look I got.
And sometimes that's all it takes.
She stopped and she looked at me like, why the heck do you want to hear what I'm going through? Have you looked at yourself? Do you? Yeah. I'm in a chair. I get it. I was wearing this shirt. She smiled. She smiled. She told me her story. I'm smelling this bag of food. I got chicken sandwiches and quarter pounders and fries and this. I took out what I needed for our family and I left some food there for her. All right, now I have passed by her countless times and yeah, it's my fault for not saying anything, but because some people take advantage of the system. You see a guy in $200 high tops and a suit. I'm sorry, they ain't homeless. I'm sorry.
Well, to prove the point of that, we actually had an older couple that used to sit on the corner down from our old apartment. And they had like a whole little office set up, signs going all the way up and down the street, the whole 9 yards. Come to find out, they live in a multi-million-dollar home.
Yeah, panhandling. They were panhandling. But I'm going to tell
Yesterday,
you.
I went by and asked a gentleman his story, and first thing out of his mouth before he even told me his story was, "Oh, it's easier to panhandle than it is to go and get a job. I make more panhandling than I do working."
The look
And
on
you
her.
know, my first statement, my statement was, "I wish I could go to work."
Mm. What did he do when you said that?
Nothing. Nothing. He just looked at me like, "Oh, and here I am doing this."
That's what I'm talking about. It's a realization. There is a
Yep.
realization when a person that's really struggling talks to somebody and touches somebody's soul. It's a real hit to the chest. That lady, looked at that food like it was Thanksgiving.
Yep.
There were 3 sandwiches there. 3. She looked at that like she was so thankful.
It was a piece of gold. Absolutely.
That's real. That's not panhandling trying to make it in $1 million society or a home. That's real.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I sat and talked with that lady after she ate her first sandwich and she put the other 2 away.
And that's another realization, you know, with going through homelessness. We don't know when we're going to get a next meal. My husband and I have went days without eating to make sure that our daughter ate the little bit that we had.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I'm paralyzed. Yeah, I have no stomach feeling, but when you go days, you can feel that you're hungry.
Yep, your body shuts down.
Yep.
Technically, on a non-stressful environment, you can go
Yep.
14 days without food. Now,
Yep.
I want to define something. I say non-stressful. Homelessness induces stress.
Absolutely.
So it's more like 9 days without food before your body starts devouring itself. I looked at this lady after we were done and I talked to her and I told her, keep up the fight, keep trying to survive. And she thanked me and she walked away. I have not seen that lady since. I have seen a man sitting in her spot holding a sign that said, need food, hungry. So I went and did what I could do. Now, his reaction wasn't like hers. It was thank you. I appreciate it. And you could tell it was rough. I mean, I'm gonna say it was pretty real. It is a powerful story, Nikki. It is. There's got to be a time where you look at yourself in the mirror and be thankful for what you have, because
Absolutely.
some people don't have what you have, but it's more extreme than that. When you see a person that is struggling, not with something they can't handle, because you can handle homelessness until you get to the point where there is nothing left. There's no income coming in, there's nothing, where you don't know where your next meal is coming from. There's a word, you're desperate. But you're not desperate
Absolutely.
for you. You're not desperate for you. If you have children, you're desperate for them. Again,
Absolutely. Because that should be your priority. And if you have children and that's not your priority, then you got to get some help, because that's not okay. Not only are you going through it, but then you're going to put your child through the same thing.
I'm going to tell you something live on the air, and I want you to listen to me very carefully. You're going to get through this. Your child is going to get through this. Your husband is going to get through this. And when you do, we talked about 8 minutes on the air. Think of the 8 minutes before we came on the air. Think about what I said. When you turn the corner, part 3 of your story is going to be survived. Not I want to survive.
I did. We did.
We did.
Yep.
See, and people will say, I don't have money to give. I got $5. I know somebody's got $10. All that adds up. You think about a $5 bill. A $5 bill. It don't buy much now because food prices done gone up. But $5, you can get 2 meals out of $5. You do it right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that $5 will change somebody's life.
Pack of hot dogs, family pack is usually be $5.99.
Yep.
You get a pound of, you get some potatoes, you can make it work. Hot dogs, potatoes and hot dog. Look, we live. My mom cooked hot dogs and potatoes. My mom worked 3 jobs to support 2 kids. We weren't homeless, but we had hot dogs and potatoes. We had macaroni. We had the basics. Sometimes we didn't have food on the table thanks to our grandparents brought it over. It was rough, but we survived. You're going to get through this. So,
well, just like I told my daughter the other day, you know, she wanted peanut butter and jelly sandwich. We don't have no bread. We have tortilla shells. That's the best of what I can give you.
Hey, that tortilla, put a little peanut butter jelly on that tortilla, squish it up on one side. Hey, it worked, you know. But here's the thing.
She ate it and loved it too.
And the thing about it is, I'm glad you said that, because for this little part of this show here, the word I want, I gotta have. People don't think about what they really want. What do you need? You need to eat, drink, companionship, clothes on your back, and sleep. You get those 5 things, you're gonna be all right.
Because that's all you need.
Mm-hmm. I want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That's not a want, that's a need.
Yeah.
But to that child, Mom, I want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. We ain't got no bread, but what we do have.
Absolutely.
What we do have. I know a lady, and I'll tell this story without saying her name. She was down to nothing, almost nothing. She didn't have much. She went over and helped the lady and gave her half of what she had. Gave her some fish so that her family could eat.
Yep.
She told me
I travel in my wheelchair all the way up to the big Walmart, which is a good mile and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a community of homeless people up there. Mm-hmm. Well, when I go through, I say, hello, how are you guys? Do you guys need anything? I'm going in to get some food. They'll either tell me yes or no, and then I hear all the stories of, you're struggling enough. You don't need to do nothing for us. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, but that's not the point. It's the humanity and the love that I have in my heart. If I have it to give, I will give it. Because I don't know when your next meal is going to come. I've been there. I'm doing this. You know?
You know, I listen to you and I hear I'm not a success. I feel like I'm not a successful person. Do you listen to half the stuff you say? Do you know what you just did? You took this whole show and you just went because think about what you just said. You are struggling to survive yourself. You said the exact same thing this lady said to me. If I have it and I can give it and I'm going to help the person, that's what I'm going to do. You are struggling to survive yourself, yet you still give.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I hope we're learning something today because this show is not. Oh my God! I mean, ain't often I've always got words. Sometimes you can't put words into this because
Yes.
it becomes no more than that. I gotta tell you, this comment right here. That's why we should be thankful for every little thing we have, no matter how small it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Cindy.
Your idea and your thankfulness, your thought and your thankfulness for others still in the situation that you're in. I don't even think you're looking at it as a grave situation. You're just surviving because it's what you're supposed to do.
And this is who I am.
Well,
I cannot change something that's good about me when it doesn't need to be changed.
that is why you are special. That is why you are successful. That is why you will continue to be. I never ever want to hear you say, I am not a success. I feel like I'm not a successful person. Ever. Those words cannot come out of your mouth anymore.
Okay.
After this show, you cannot say to me, I feel like I am not a successful person. When you can sit there and say, you're right, Tiffany. I mean, you're right, Nikki. I'm speechless. That's and that don't happen. When you can sit there and say, I'm going to give what I can give when I have it to give. In your situation, I wouldn't think you had it because you've got to take a lot of that and say, my family needs it.
Absolutely. And again, going through the homelessness, you never know when you're going to get what you get. You never know.
So, I know some Walmarts do a program for the homeless. Have you talked to their manager?
No, I was not aware of that either.
All right, let me back up. I take the time that I have in this show to make people aware of things. I know that some grocery stores do things for the homeless. I want you to go to Walmart tomorrow, and I want you to ask their manager, do you know of grocery stores in the area that do food preparation for homeless? Is there a food shelter area? Is there something that they can? I want you to tell them your story. I want you to talk with him, just like you're talking, and just see what he says. Because
Yeah.
there is a job that you can do. You said you want to.
Absolutely.
I was a door greeter. I hated it. It was something I could do. I'm going I'm going to shed a piece of my life that I've never shed on the air. I felt like I wasn't being used as a greeter the right way because I felt like my potential wasn't being used.
Absolutely.
Felt like I was bigger than that job. This job is boring. I say the same thing every day to every person. Hi, welcome to Walmart. Customer service. Let me help you with that return. Click. Hi, welcome to Walmart. How are you? Bread? I'll find. Customer service is that thing. Oh, you have a return? Let me stop it for you. Click. I'm sorry, sir. Can I check yours? Swipe.
Yep.
All day long. I thought I was bigger than this. For 2 years, I complained about that job. I got a much better one. I wasn't bigger than I should have been thankful. And I wasn't. You go to that and you ask him to hire you as a Walmart, and you tell him that you will not only at that job, that you will flourish.
Absolutely.
And when you do that, you call me, give me the store number of that Walmart, and you give me that manager.
Absolutely.
And I will do everything in my power. And I have just a little to see if we can get you something where you can get some income coming for your family. Now, do you guys have have you guys started like for now like a donation site for yourselves? Anything? I mean, have you set anything up?
Well, we did a GoFundMe, but so much negativity, I just took it down. I got discouraged and I took it down.
You know what I'm going to tell you? You were discouraged about 15 minutes ago. Survival is going to be full of discouragement, but you can't have discouragement without courage.
Absolutely. Yep.
Put that GoFundMe. You use every avenue to get that income coming. Because if you don't, they win.
Yep.
If you win, you do your part, and I'm going to do mine. I took advantage of that. I did good. I made minimum wage. I got a raise after 90 days. I was like, can I go in the garden center? Because I wasn't happy. I mean, and I had a legit complaint, but I really didn't because I was working and making income. But I didn't see it that way. I didn't see it as DJ, you are what you are right now. But I'm glad I got the better job. And yeah, the squeaky wheel is still blah blah blah. But I listen to you, and she wants to work, and I'm listening to you. And you have a voice, and one of your hands does work, kinda, and kinda is good enough.
Yep. Absolutely.
And if you got it, I guarantee you. I guarantee you. So yeah, come whenever you can. That's what you're gonna do it. Set it up. Get yourself together. your tissues.
Yeah.
And just go to them and ask them for an application to be a door greeter so they have the position. I want you to talk to the manager about your situation first before you apply. I want you to talk to him, let him know. I want you to get the number for that store and the manager's name. Okay, and if it doesn't, let me see what I.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying that I can change anybody's mind, but I've learned from somebody who used my voice very powerfully, and you need to do the same.
Absolutely.
This negativity, everything that you get negative, you've got to stop looking at it that way. You're down because you got discouraged. Get past the point of discouragement and use your courage to go up to the phone. Because think of it this way: you've got to keep what you can keep and get what you can get for your family, and no matter what you have to do it well.
Absolutely.
Do it well.
Absolutely.
You have courage. Right now, you've got a roof over your head. You want to keep it. You want to do whatever you can to keep not only your husband, not only you, not only your child, but this family is going to stay as one family and fight.
Yep.
I didn't know the show was going to turn here. Again, this is not what you expect. We'll have a little more to talk about there. I think it's all in sometimes. If anybody is available to help, I'm going to have her put the GoFundMe in the Facebook comments. I'm asking my group to step up. I need my group to step up and help out. I'm going to help out as the way I can. I want you guys to help out the way you can. Every person listening today, I want you to share this show. I want you to help out in any way you can. Donation, food, whatever it is, whatever you can do. Help out.
And I'm open and willing to any and all resources. Any and all resources. I think I've expelled all my resources, but it doesn't hurt if somebody has something that I haven't tried.
And there was a couple things we talked about, and just now you said I didn't know they did that. That's the turning point. When you have the knowledge to know, it changes your disposition. I saw you spark for a second, and I thought,
Yep.
And I had a job I hated. She wants to work so bad she's sleeping. Well, then
I'll be up there bright and early tomorrow. They're going to be like, we see this lady every day, and now she's talking to us like this? Okay.
That's the moment.
So I can only hope and pray that they give me a chance.
All I want you to do is make sure after you talk with him, get his store number, get his name.
Okay.
And if he's not there, find out when he's scheduled to be there. Go in and talk to him, set an appointment and talk to him. Still get his store number, still get his name. Sometimes you got to go through weeds to get to the garden. That's what I say about negativity. And there's going to be a lot of negative. There may be more negative than positive at the time. But when the positive comes, grab it.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm glad we were able to do the show. So many times I'm like, man, I wish we could have done it. Man, I wish we could have done it. Today.
That's okay. You know just as well as I do, there's a place and a time for everything.
Where have I heard that? That same lady that told me the story, face on a time.
Yep.
I want to thank every individual who's commented today. When we're done, I want you to go into the comments. I'm going to give you a couple names. I want you to read when we get off the air.
Okay.
Okay. And I want to see if we can get you moving in the right direction. All right. We got about 5 minutes left on the show. Is there anything that you want to share after today about yourself, about something that was said, about anything that you want to put out there to our viewers?
Just think about what you do before you do it. And whether it's you or somebody else, anything can happen in the blink of an eye. Be thankful for what you have now and not what you want.
I'm going to add to that. Take nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely.
Cindy said it earlier. That is why we should be thankful for every little thing, no matter how small it is.
Small it is. Yep.
You think about building a bridge or a house. It starts small.
Yep.
Cut down the tree, shave the log, take the log, treat the log, cut the lumber, pour the cement. Piece by piece by piece. The house gets built. Newsflash. That's how life works.
Absolutely.
We start out as an egg. That egg gets fertilized. We grow into an itty bitty, tiny, sometimes not so tiny.
Yeah.
Running through a dog like a wet St. Bernard. Helpless and dependent on everybody. We grow, we eat, learn, we soak up like a sponge everything around us. In 18 years, we're on our own.
Yep.
And we don't know how much some of us don't have.
Yep.
Some of us don't make it out of that womb. Be thankful for what you got.
Yep. Absolutely.
I want to thank every person for being on the show today. Thank our guest, Miss Tiffany Jackson, for coming back. So great, so powerful. Please enjoy the show. Please share.
Well, let me make light of everything. On the 2nd was our 7-year anniversary. We've been together for 13 years. The 2nd made our 7-year anniversary. We've been married. And the 3rd made 17 years of sobriety for me.
That's awesome.
So
you continue to survive.
Absolutely.
You continue to climb. And you continue to be what you thought you were. Which was what?
Great.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Successful.
Yep.
successful. In my definition, if you look in the dictionary, the person's picture of success, I'd pretty much say at this point. Wouldn't you?
Yes.
Tune in next week, Wednesday, episode 110. My CP does not define. Guys, take it easy. Have a great day. Can't be good, be bad, good at it. We'll see you next week.